And here we are doing error analysis, just as a reminder and a review so that you understand exactly what is due. We can start off with error analysis in a couple examples. Now, the first key is to always, always, always look at the grid. Test 1 is in the first column, test 2 is in the second column. So if you mastered everything, or at least 80%, because that's all we're looking at is 80%, 80% says, then you only have to worry about those standards that you don't have. So therefore, you cross them out. This way, you have a longitudinal analysis of every test as we introduce concepts. And as we always review the concepts we have, then you are certainly able to see where you're at. Here's another example of a student. Scratch these out, that's good. Should have highlighted right here because they had a problem. The numbers tell you the mastery. Here's another example. A student has done one test and two tests. So the student is clearly in two tests having trouble with mythology, something to memorize for the summer mythology. And then we go on to another test, and when you analyze it, you put the question number, you write the question, and then you write the standard. Now, some of these, of course, if you don't know it, you can Google it so you know, because the questions will be repeated. You'll see other questions that are the same. That's how we memorize is. Think of it as electronic flashcards. Those are certain things that you memorize. Other things, like right here, we have an equational phrase. Now, the key of this is when you write out the standard, you know it's a nominative equational phrase. That's what it's looking for just a simple labeling. Other standards right here, nominative subject phrase, and then you give the choices. So because you know now what the question is asking, you will be able to identify which of these choices is nominative. So when in doubt, check the chart found in chapter 2, such as right here, nominative subject phrase. Mensa, well, that's not the whole sentence. It would have been in mensa. So you would know that this would be highlighted. Same for here, the subject phrase. There's an error here. This is an ablative, right? You need a nominative to get it. So you would need the nominative subject phrase right here. Moving on, equational phrase. So therefore, identify the case. Here we have ablative prepositions. So therefore, we know that in takes what? The ablative. What's the ablative here? Of these choices? That's right. You figure out the choices. The key of this is and you don't have to worry about comprehension because you don't have the passage, but the purpose of this is to understand what you don't know. So the next time you take the test, you'll know exactly what's going on. So therefore, error analyses are best done in the mornings with the upperclassmen during office hours because they can go through with you since they understand how it's done and that's how they learn. Then it's much easier for them. And also, they give you a little bit more hints because for me, I want to have you, when you come to me, I want it to be right or wrong. And as you can see from the examples, as long as you know the standard, you will know exactly what the question is. All right, then. So that takes care of your shortcut video on error analysis. IttyBit says do your error analysis. Get that done in the morning. Afternoons are very busy, and you may not have an upperclassman there, but in the mornings, they are there. And that's one of my best classes. So we'll take care of it, and let's get it all done so you can enjoy your 3-day weekend. All right, that's Reverend Greg and IttyBit signing off. Look how big she's getting. Before she was just a little blur, and now she's really cool. Boom.